long time. So I thought I would share with you a poem about half-lives today. And this was written by a former graduate student at MIT, Mala Radhakrishna, and she is now a professor at Wellesley College right here in Wellesley, Massachusetts. So her poem entitled Days of Our Half-Lives is from her collection of chemistry poetry, Chemistry for the Couch Potato. And this particular poem involves the Uranium-238 decay series. So here we go. Days of Our Half-Lives. My dearest love, I am writing you to tell you all that I've been through. I've changed my whole identity, but loved I cannot pretend to be. When I was Uranium-238, you were on my case to start losing weight. For 5 billion years I'd hoped and I'd prayed, and finally I had an alpha decay. 2 protons, 2 neutrons went right out the door. And now I was thorium-234. But my nucleus was still unfit for your eyes, not positive enough for its large size. But this time my half-life was really not very long, because my will to change was quite strong. It took just a month, not even a millennium, to beta decay into protactinium. But you still rejected me right off the bat. Protactinium, who's heard of that? So beta decay I did much more to become uranium-234. Myself again, but a new isotope. You still weren't satisfied, but I still had hope. 3 alpha decays, it was hard, but I stayed on through thorium, through radium, and then radon. I thought I would finally please you. My mass was a healthy 222. But you said, although I like your mass, I do not want to be with a noble gas. You had a point, I wasn't reactive. So in order to please you, I stayed proactive. A few days later, I found you and said, 2 more alpha decays, and now I am lead. You shook your head. You were not too keen on my mass number of 214. I had a bad experience with that mass before. An unstable acetine walked right out the door. So in order to change, I went away, but all I could do was just beta decay. My hopes and my dreams started to go under because beta decays don't change a mass number. To bismuth, then polonium, I hoped and I beckoned. My half-life was 164 microseconds. And then finally, I alpha decayed, and then I was lead with a prize-worthy mass of 210. I've got to admit, I was getting quite tired. My patience with you had nearly expired. You were more demanding than any I dated, and much of my energy had already been liberated. But you still weren't happy, but you had a fix. I really like the number of 206. So I waited for years until the day which began with another beta decay, and then one more, and finally, in the end, I alpha'd to lead 206, my friend. To change any further, I wouldn't be able, no longer active, but happily stable. It took me billions of years to do, and look how I've changed, and all just for you. And wait, what did you say? You've gotten so old that I'd rather be with a young lass of gold? Well, I give up. We're through, my pumpkin. Shouldn't all my effort be counting for something? Well, you won't be able to rule me anymore because I'm leaving you, not for 1 atom, but 4. That's right. When you were away diffusing, I met some chlorines that I found quite amusing. So we're going to form lead, Cl4, and you won't be hearing from me anymore. See, over the years, I've grown quite wise. I've learned that love is about compromise. You still have half of your half-lives to live. So now you go out there. It's your turn to give. And that is the days of our